Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Ravens come away with a 7-point win. The Bears won this contest, but will stay at the second place in the NFC North. Dante Stallworth hauled in over 150 yards receiving and helped his Saints beat the Chargers. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Bills pick up win number 2. Torrey Holt had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. In the Queen City, Cincinnati, we had the Bengals get sent away with a 7-point loss. Redskins, Lions. Get sent away. Sean Springs would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. The Redskins win this one by the final score of 51-9. Over at Heinz Field, we had the Steelers drop this one by 17. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. James Atkins will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract, 2 years, $2.2 million. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Santana Moss won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without it. X-rays after the game revealed it is indeed a broken leg, so he'll likely be out for 6 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Larry Fitzgerald had to leave the ball game, and it looks like the young rookie will be on the shelf for a while, which is never good for a player's development. It's a broken arm, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. Alan Faneca is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
The Cardinals exploded for 500-plus yards from their offense in their win at Pro Players Stadium. The Chiefs lost on the road and will have to travel again next week to meet the Saints. Seahawks, 49ers. Sean Alexander is always a threat. They're at the 1-yard line and touchdown. The Seahawks go on to win this by the final score of 48-34. The Panthers lost this one, but will stay at number 2 in the NFC South. David Carr went to the air for over 400 yards and helped his Texans beat the Broncos. And in our final game, we had the Vikings come away victorious. So we're more or less at the midpoint of our season, things starting to take shape just a bit in our playoff race. Here's the men that got my prime-time players game balls. If they get their way, we will see them come postseason. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.